Youth and Rage, a video essay by Supreme. Have you ever felt mad at the world? Like, just had to look around and question why things are the way they are? Why people get treated differently based upon arbitrary features like skin type, height, attractiveness, etc., etc. Have you ever just felt pissed off at the world, like you're boiling inside with rage at the fact that your life is miserable based upon things out of your hands, how you're treated like trash because of your family position in society, because your mother has to fill the shoes of two parents and work extra hard. To make things worse, your closest friends' parents are the reason why your struggle got even worse. Your mama ran a small shop, but your friend's rich ass parents just had to open a massive supermarket next to her tiny little hut. You're already the laughing stock of the neighborhood because your mother's face is burnt, you're poor, and you have heterochromia. That's a genetic mutation that gives you two different colored eyes. To top it off, you kinda look like an albino. That's crazy, right? You've been beaten, robbed, and mercilessly bullied your whole life. How do you react? How can anyone even dare tell you how you should react to that type of abuse? How can anyone even try to tell you to calm down? How can you not stare at the world and life itself and tell it, you've had enough? A red-haired boy is the embodiment of that rage. The same rage that XXXTentacion displayed through his music and some of the confirmed antics and fights he got into. The same reason why so many connected with him in his anger and outpour. The same way Vinny lives with pent-up energy ready to explode at any second. Don't fucking test me. It took Vinny a very long time to get over his rage. To unball his fist and look inwards to himself. To no longer seek validation from anyone else, to change himself in his outlook on the world, still angry, still misunderstood. It's like the many youth that we refer to as a thug, a nuisance to society, antisocial. All without understanding that a lot of those people that refer to these youth as thugs, nuisances, and antisocial, and their children, they're the reason that these kids end up this way. They don't even realize it. The only options he felt he had was to either give up on life, like his eventual best friend did. Well, at least thought about it, and tried to. But it was either that, or to attempt to fight back. And fight back, he did. He unleashed his revenge and rage upon all those who tormented him and his mother. Any and all who dared attack her would see his anger personified. Blood will touch the floor, and they all will fear. Because for Vinny and many others in society, that's the only way you can survive. It's the only way you can be left alone. It's the only way you know how to react. But Vinny tried not to stay like this. Vinny was never satisfied with himself. His best friend saw the route he was headed to and encouraged him to reconcile with Minu and join the Hummingbird crew, even purchasing him a bike after his own got destroyed by the Ghost crew. Unlike many in our society who prey on the weak exclusively, Vinny begins to see his former bullied self in others. When the manga crew is getting abused and attacked for being different, he steps in and takes out the abuser. Not for any thanks or appreciation, but rather because he didn't want to see anyone else have to suffer through what he did. Even teachers and those in authority who are meant to guide only ever refer to him as a lowlife, a person who'll forever remain at the very bottom of society. How then can this boy, attacked at all fronts, not lash out at the world? How then can this youth not be frustrated and angry at society? But yet he tries to no longer be that person full of rage. He begins to appreciate others and slowly acclimates to not being around aggressive people in situations all the time. A girl even takes a particular liking to him because of how he stood up to a creep for her and her friends. Slowly but surely, he's using his rage and pain to help. Slowly but surely, our Vinny was beginning to turn into as close of a model citizen as you can get for, well, at least for someone from his situation, right? But is this statement prejudice in within itself? Just how complex are the issues brought forth by this webtoon? Alas, the authorities still treat him like shit, and it hurts him that no one seems to see his true value. In fact, he doesn't even know when or how, but he himself began to devaluate himself. The race against Jay in the previous chapters, fast pass, spoiler alert, proved it. He no longer believes in himself. Slowly but surely, he began to believe all the negative shit they spewed at him. But how can he not? How can we be mad at him for eventually internalizing all this abuse and hatred towards him? No one understands the angry youth. And maybe they never will.